Just let us know, Nick.
Okay. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the Tribal Council meeting today, December 7th, and we'll get started. If we could call the meeting to order at 9:07 a.m. I do want to do a introduction of new staff. I'm going to take that a little bit and move that to the front a little bit. I'd like to introduce to everybody our new executive director, Mr. Luke Warrenscholes. He began about 2 weeks ago, and Luke is an enrolled member of the White Earth Band, and we're very happy to have him on board. And he's got a lot of learning of boys fort to do, and he's doing a great job so far. So welcome, Luke, and Luke will be helping us with the meeting today.
Bonjour, everybody. My name is Luke Warrenscholes. I'm an enrolled member of the White Earth Band. It is an honor and privilege to serve as the next executive director, and I appreciate everything so far. Everything's been kind of this, that, but I'm excited to be here, and miigwech for the welcoming, Kathy.
Mm-hmm. We know you do a great job, Luke. We're here to help. Okay, with that, we would like to start with our meeting off in a good way with invocation. We have Vern Adams, our spiritual advisor here, and he was offered a SEMA. And so we will do our invocation.
Mino give it no money to it and which might put up now the same. Currently gone as a benefit which might put up now the same. A home money took Sagaswa and any book. Give him in a goya no same. A home money took Gigaquate and Gorgage now been more now. The Gima gave that now the same. I mean, money to me in the spirit. Maybe come money to redeem which might put up now the same. Oh, money to the Pegasha, we took Woga, Sagaswa, and any Woga, no more. Pegasha, we took Woga, Mino Gijok, no go, Mino, decision Gijok, no go, Mamma. I'll make it one once and I get on the ball. I'll make it your money to once and I get you.
Oh, miigwech, Vern. Safe travels. Have a good day. Okay, miigwech, Vern. Next, we'll have roll call, please. Nikki, okay.
Yeah. Kathy Chavers,
Here.
Tara Gishik,
Here.
Travis Morrison,
Here.
Shane Drift,
Oman Ungum.
and Robert Moyer.
Here.
Okay, next we have approval of the agenda. Are there any additions, corrections?
Kenda Benner will not be introduced today.
Okay. Okay, if no other additions or deletions to the agenda, I'll call for a motion to approve. With that deletion.
I'll move.
Moved by Tara. Is there a second? Second by Shane.
Was muted.
Oh, second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay, next we have meeting minutes from October 5th, 2022 at Net Lake, Minnesota. My stomach's rumbling, sorry.
Question right off the bat on the
Yeah, I
first,
see that. Yep.
On the first meeting minutes, where I was talking about the language and culture, is that I think we need to really sit down with Jalen and anybody else, especially our elders, the spiritual advisor, Vern and Karen, and start focusing on the language and the culture.
Oh, go ahead, Shane. I'm sorry.
And see what would be our best course of action to do. What can we do financially? And start looking for other grant monies to achieve what we need to achieve. And that's basically to preserve it, pass it on, whatever.
Okay. I know that too, we have a lot of new staff. Millie Holmes is our new elderly nutrition program coordinator, elderly coordinator. I think by having the elders involved with that and having, her help be part of that process. Luke is now, here as our new executive director. So I think that's a good idea to do now that we seem to be pretty well good staffed, fully staffed. So we'll get that meeting set up, Luke, if we could. Okay, got the thumbs up. Okay, Shane, go ahead. Any other questions? That was right off the bat.
Not with those meeting minutes, but I have one for the October 19th meeting minutes.
Okay. If there's no, do you want to do the meeting minutes all at one, or should we approve them separately?
It's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Let's
do
approve
them
that
all at once.
all at once. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead then, Shane. We'll go on to
But then
October.
speak on any, any three of them.
Okay, next we have three meeting minutes. We have October 5th, which we just talked about. We have October 19th, and we have November 2nd. So we'll move on to October 19th. And Shane, you had a question on October 19th.
Yes, it was that section where we were, when we were talking a follow-up conversation with Fred McDougall, and we had that conversation, and he brought up the band logo and also the name and also the scrolls. And I think that we need to really pursue that.
Yep. And I think that also, I believe, and Millie put something in the Boys for It News about trying to get the elders committee back together. I think that would be a good discussion to have with them once they get organized as well. So yes, we'll get that going too. Okay, anything on the 19th meeting minutes? If not, I'm going on to November 2nd.
For the November 2nd meeting, where I talked about a poll for the letter of intent for the Everest gas station, that was sent out to us, but that was sent as the Game and Commission BFC board members, I do believe, if I remember correctly. However, what I would like to ask is that if whoever has the original map that was sent to us as a tribal council, to ensure that Robert and Tara get it and send it to the rest of us, just as a reminder, the original map that they showed us.
Yeah, we can have Mayan get in touch with them and do that. Mayan Beltran, GM and CEO at Fortune Bay, because he can get that from DSGW. Because the site hasn't changed at all, so. Okay, we can do that. Okay, if no other questions on the meeting minutes, anybody else? Okay, I'll call for a motion to approve the October 5, 2022, October 19, 2022, and November 2nd, 2022 meeting minutes in a blanket motion.
I'll move to approve. There are a few little slight errors that we need to, just typos.
Typo errors?
And I've already notified, so.
Okay, with corrections on the typo errors. Okay. Thank you,
Nothing
Tara.
Yeah, nothing structurally or anything like that. It's just small typo.
Hit the wrong key. Okay. We have a motion by Tara. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent. Motion carried. Okay, Luke.
Okay, we will do the introduction of the new staff now. So we will move to, once the supervisor is being called, if you could introduce your employee, that'd be very much appreciated. First we got, me, and then now we move down to B. So if Christy's on, can you please introduce your employee?
Good morning, Christine.
Good morning. Actually, I don't know where our sub is at. I
Okay,
heard that she actually moved to
Oh.
Chisholm, and I have not been able to get a hold of her, so I apologize for not being
Okay.
able to introduce
that's
her.
okay. That's okay, no problem. But thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, have a good day, Christine. Keep up the good work.
I'm up, Kathy, pretty soon, so.
All right, we'll bring you back in when we're back to you, Christine.
And, moving on, we got Destiny.
There we go.
Morning, Destiny.
Morning. Not seeing David yet. Nikki, is he in the waiting?
He's there. Hopefully he.
I might have to call him.
No,
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
David, could you turn on your video? It's on the bottom left of the screen. There
There.
he is. All right. Good morning, everyone. I have David Jude. He is our new clinic administrative assistant for the Vermilion Clinic. He started on November 7th. So he's been with us for a few weeks now.
Welcome, David.
Welcome
Thanks so
aboard.
much. Thanks so much for
Welcome aboard.
applying.
Go on, David.
We know you'll do shit, everybody knows nicknames up here. We know you'll all do a good job, and thank you so much for helping us out in the clinic area. It's really important. All our positions are important, so
Something or
thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, guys.
thank you.
Do you see Dr. Jones or do you see Dr. Strong?
David, you should mute your mic, please.
Okay,
Okay,
Next
moving on, we got Aaron Morrison.
I see Levon.
Oh.
Is Aaron in the waiting room? Hi, Levon.
I can introduce Levon.
Okay. Oh, there's Aaron.
He's coming.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have to reload.
Oh,
Who do
okay.
we have Levon here. Levon's been with us for quite a while. She's been with us since the start of the pandemic. She started on as ARPA. Oh, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Who's talking? Me or who's talking?
Just you.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, Levon started as our data entry clerk, right? Aaron must be having connection issues or something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. But Lavonne's been with us since the yes, and she just started in November full time, so we're glad to have her. She's oh
You cut out again, Aaron.
Oh, we lost you, Aaron. Well, anyway, welcome, Levon. Congratulations. We know you do a great job. Thanks for sticking with us.
Keep
I
up the
know.
good work.
I
Board,
just,
Levon.
I'll be
Welcome.
done talking.
And next we got Jesse Lambert.
That one will not be here. I was
Okay,
just
okay.
told a little while ago the manual won't make it.
Okay, is Leah in the waiting room?
Pam Parson should be introducing Sue Carlson here.
Okay.
Okay.
About her coming in here.
There's Pam.
No,
Good morning, Pam.
so I have nobody to introduce. Unless
Oh,
you'd like me to introduce Sue Carlson.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Sue unfortunately is working as a dental assistant for us, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to pull her out right now. So, but you guys all know Sue. We have Sue back. Everyone
That's-
is so happy.
That's good. Well, tell Sue, congratulations and thanks for reapplying for the position. And we look forward to her working on our teeth.
All right.
Torturing
thank you very
us.
much. I will do that.
They don't torture. Anyway, tell her, you guys keep up the good work, Pam.
Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, Miranda.
Good
Oh, I'm sorry.
morning.
Go ahead, Luke.
Oh, yeah, next we got Miranda introducing a couple employees.
So today I just have one employee to introduce.
Okay.
As stated earlier, Kenda won't be able to be on today, but I have Angelo Kingbird with me. He is our new administrative assistant and he sits at the front desk of the RTC. And so when people call and they get to the front desk, he's the friendly voice you hear, and he's been doing really well. He started on October 24th, so just over a month he's been here. He recently just graduated high school, Northwoods High School, this past June. So we're super happy to have Angelo on board and he's doing excellent.
Welcome, Angelo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're doing a great job out there.
Thanks.
Always
Welcome aboard,
smiling.
Jiggy. Congrats, man.
Welcome aboard.
Keep up the good work, you guys. It's very much appreciated.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Next we got Teresa Morrison introducing a couple employees.
I don't no, hold on. I don't see Teresa, but I see Linda on here, if that's her.
Just Linda's on?
Yeah, I just see Linda on there. I didn't.
I'm thinking maybe we need Pam Parson off, or will it only hold a certain amount of people?
No, it's just a matter of
Did
they
we
have
pay her? Did we pay our Zoom bill?
Good morning, Linda. They're all in the same cubicle there, so I'm wondering if they might be all on one.
No.
Oh, hi, Linda.
Hey, Linda.
Hi, am I turned on?
Your
Can you
video's
hear me?
not on, but we can hear you.
Okay. I'll get Teresa.
Are you here?
Yeah,
Linda, your camera, are you on mute?
I don't know. No, they can hear you, but they can't see
We can
you.
hear you, Teresa.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I don't know how to turn her camera on.
Okay. Well, we've got you on for Gloria and Linda. So
Okay, I'm gonna go grab Linda and Mitz. Have them come over.
Mitz is here.
Mitz, can you grab Gloria? Okay. So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're actually very busy working. We're helping Mitz, so I'd like to introduce Linda because she's here. So, Linda.
Can you see me?
no,
I don't know how to turn the camera. How do you turn the camera on?
I'm glad somebody else has those
Okay.
issues and not just me.
Oh,
There you
we
go.
are. Yikes.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is our Net Lake team. So everybody knows Gloria, Linda, and Mitz. They're all helping. So
For the emergency rental assistance program, correct?
correct. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, ladies, very much for your work, and congratulations on coming back to work for us again. And you guys do a great job. That's a tough job. It's you're trying to do something fast in a little bit of time. So, and dealing with a lot of people. So we appreciate all the work you do.
I am
Congratulations.
so happy that they're here.
You too, Teresa. You guys are it's a hard job.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Have an awesome rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
guys. Keep up the good
Good job,
work.
ladies.
All right. Okay. Bye.
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 Stop video.
All right, so next I have a couple employees to introduce. The first one is Melissa Wright, and she started a couple weeks before I did. So she is our new Judicial Service Director. So we are very happy that she is here. And Melissa, if you're on, can give a short introduction.
Yeah, I don't see her on. And then Patrick is in the area, but I don't know if he'll make it up here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
He's at the DNR building, but he's coming over if you want to wait at all. Or
Go ahead, Luke, with Patrick and
Okay, and then the second employee is Patrick Hoffer. He started as our Public Works Director on the 21st, so we are very happy to have both of them here serving the community, and we welcome them. So,
great. Well, we've got a lot of new people and a lot of important positions filled, and you want to say thank you to everybody and congratulations, and we just keep plugging forward. So great. That's a lot of people to introduce this morning. Okay, next we have the consent agenda, and I'll read the consent agenda.
quick question, Kathy.
Oh, go ahead.
Melissa is on here. If
Oh, okay, put her on. Go ahead. Yep, put her on.
Show her face anyway.
Good morning, Melissa. There she is.
There we go. Good morning. Morning, welcome aboard.
Thanks, I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats and welcome again.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're happy
Keep
you're
up the
here.
good work. We know you do a good job out there.
Yep, it's a lot of networking happening, a lot of learning about the court systems and how we can improve. So stay tuned.
Wonderful. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Have a good day.
Okay, and we have Patrick here
Oh,
now.
there's
Oh,
Patrick.
there he is.
Hi, Patrick.
Sorry, I missed the memo.
Good morning.
I'm huffing and puffing. I had to run to get over here.
Well, welcome, Patrick. Congratulations on getting the Public Works Director position. Look forward to working with you, and I know you'll do a good job.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. So far, so good. Everybody's
And
been awesome.
welcome again, Patrick. And we're happy you're here.
Sorry to make you run.
Congrats, Patrick, man.
Yep. You have a good day and keep up the good work.
Anything else, Vincent? No.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right. And a few words. Okay, all right, Patrick. Thanks. Have a good day. Okay. This is fun. Okay, next we have the consent agenda, and I will read that now. We have the Leander Road home contract for deed with MCT. That was approved 400. We have approved the FY 2023 Head Start grant application. That was 400. We have rescind resolution 35-2023 and approved resolution 57-2023, amending contribution amount from 24%, which was $52,726.70 to 20.65%, which was $57,474.07. This was for a contribution amount for a grant application, I believe. D is approved the 2023 Christmas Fund match 400. The other one was 400 as well. Approve loan agreement with MNHS and authorizing Jalen Strong to sign 400. That is the Minnesota Historical Society. And then next one is approved grant contract agreement FY 2022 and 2023 with MIAC and Boys Fort, the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council. That one was 400. Next is approved appointments to donation committee. That was 400. Approved Net Lake Head Start Parent Committee for raffle, 400. Approved independent services contract for 477 consultant services with Ian Record, 400. Approved request to open bank account for 477 program, which was 400. Approved resolution number 58-2023, transfer equipment from DNR to Public Works. That was 400. Approved service agreement with Shreddit, authorizing Kathy Holman to sign, which is 400. Approved veterans gift checklist, which was 400. Approved the ERA policy revisions, which was 400. Approved language correction on ERA program to limit the first and second descendants only, 400. Approved resolution number 59-2023, amending drug and alcohol policy, which was 400. Approved sole source for Cub Foods for gift cards for the Minneapolis Urban Office, 400. Approved request for letter of notification to enter into 105L lease for BIA programs, 400. Approved to purchase old generator at Public Works from Fortune Bay. Is that what that is? FB from FB. Okay, 400. Approved contract / agreement with Software Touch Core for -seeds, 400. And approved independent services contract with David Farmer for meth remediation, 400. That's a huge consent agenda. Okay.
Yes, I have some questions.
Go ahead.
Under the second one, approve the FYI 2023 Head Start grant application. When we submitted our poll, I asked what since there's no indirect cost allowed, how much does this cost the tribe? And is this counted as in-kind to Head Start?
I think Head Start's capped with indirect costs is that 15%, Kim?
Okay, for Head Start, they have a special formula for it. And so in their administrative costs, which indirect costs, they consider part of it is, but there's other factors like the center directors and like the family service manager and all that. So the 15% gets eaten up by those costs. So we get to charge very little for the indirect costs. I haven't seen the grant application itself, so I couldn't tell you how much, we have to pay, and no, it cannot be counted as in kind.
And this has been the process for Head Start for how many years, Kim?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's in the federal statutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My second question goes on to letter N. Approve the ERA policy revisions. Did we get that out to the band members so they are aware?
Letter N. Oh, policy revisions. Kim, can you explain the funding amount for the ERA and why that was done? Kind of goes with O too. N and O go together, which is
Okay, so
to limit to. Go ahead.
So under the ERA program, we had a direct allocation originally from, actually, I have a post-it here with the numbers on it. Originally from and we spent all that. We pretty much spent all that. There was like maybe 2,000 left for administrative costs that we had to book of our original allocation last year. And then we could apply for reallocated funds from other tribes that did not spend their money. And originally in the original program from Congress was supposed to have been completed by September 30th, 2022. But Treasury had worked with Congress to extend for tribes through December 29th to have funds obligated. So then they took all the money back from the tribes that couldn't spend it and reallocated. So I had applied for reallocation and hadn't heard anything. And I applied a second time for reallocation. So on October 11th, I got notice that we received an additional $656,906.93. And since I applied a second time on November 1st, we received another $328,453.47. And all this money has to be processed. It has to be obligated. So we have to have all the applications approved basically by December 29th. So
This year
we had like basically, we had a very short turnaround time. We opened it up. We've, housing has been doing outreach to our tenants to encourage them to apply, help them get caught up. And we've shared it on social media. I'm not overseeing the program, so I'm giving you what I can remember. And so since we got the extra pot of money, we opened it up to first and second generation descendants. And then there's a second, and then we also opened it up to employees that are non-band members or non-Bois Forte tenants of Bois Forte and its enterprises. I believe Teresa has sent stuff to social media to be posted. We didn't do a mailing because of the short turnaround time. It's been, as far as I know, it's been put on social media. I don't see them because I don't go on enough to look. And I believe there was an all Bois Forte email for, like employees. And I know Fortune Bay was letting their employees know. And Fortune Bay does have computers set up in the lobby for people who need a computer to go in. So Bois Forte band members or employees can go in, and it's set up because I noticed it yesterday when I was there. It's right at the homepage is the application to start online.
So Are we on track for spending out this money?
I think we're gonna get close. We're doing our best. We extended the deadline from November 30th to December 11th to get some. Our estimate last week was we have about $600,000 worth of applications. And so we're hoping that more people would, it's because really, people put their numbers on online to estimate what they need, and what they really need are two different things. So it's really, we're trying to ballpark, but we're guessing that, when we looked at it, there was roughly, I can look, I know, so we were kind of looking at it as if there's 200 applications and they all needed $3,000, that's 600,000. So we were really ballparking it. I'm going online right now to see how many people have submitted applications, but some of them are duplicates and some of them are homeowners. This program is only for those that are tenants, that are renters. So even though you may be in a low income house and you pay zero rent, you're still a tenant renter and you can get your utilities. And late is being really slow.
Would kids, the band members or descendants that are going to college and they're renting out dorms or whatever, would they be able to apply for this?
If they're renting, they can. I'm not sure about dorm payments. That's kind of one of those technical things, but Jeff has just clicked on, so he might be able to pipe in on dorm.
Yeah, I think it would depend on, if they're paying rent and they can provide an agreement where they're paying something monthly, then, I think it would likely fit within the guidance. We'd probably have to take it on a case by case basis, but, because Voice Fort's got all the additional funds, and I would just encourage anyone to apply and then, coordinate with, the employees who are working on the program to see if it'll fit. So when in doubt, apply and hopefully we can get assistance to them.
I think I would also like to point out too that, just because somebody's denied, it's just that the tribe is following the guidelines set forth by the program. We're not making a decision. We're just following the guidelines. And
Right.
we can't step out of those guidelines, otherwise we'll be in default.
Right. I would just add to that point, the whole program is governed by federal rules that the band unfortunately has to sort of abide by, and some of them are relatively strict. But I would say that given that, the program's done just a fantastic job about getting out funds, because there's so many dollars that have gone out the door to assist individuals, even though there's all these compliance rules in place. So the band should be really proud about how much assistance has gone out through the program. So I just wanted to note that.
The other thing too is I'd like to say is that, going off what Jeff just said, is also congratulations and thank you to Kim and her program and her staff, and also to the ERA ladies that are working this program. They're really swamped and they're doing the best job as they can, and they're trying to process all these applications, and thank you, all of you.
And I wanted to let you know that there's, I looked online, there's 334 applications since we got this, since we opened it up in there. And some are, like I said, some are duplicates and some are homeowners, but they aren't. But I see we have someone with their hand up.
Hi, this is Teresa. I'm using Linda's computer. So just to let you know that even though we have opened it up to non-band members and descendants, currently I do not have any applications from non-band member employees, and I only have approximately 4 applications from descendants so far. That doesn't include the ones that are in waiting for me to process and assign to advocates.
Okay.
So we're still getting quite a few applications, and the ladies are really working diligently to get those processed. And again, if someone has been denied, it may be because they've used up their allotted 15 months. The U.S. Treasury only allows us to to assist people up to 15 months worth of assistance, and or they're over income But so far, those are probably the only ones that we've really denied, unfortunately, were someone that's already used up their 15 months.
And this is open just for people's knowledge. Is it open for across the country? Is it open for just Minnesota?
It is open across the whole United States. So anybody living in Texas, if you lived in Alaska, and anywhere that we could assist them, yes, it's open. And
Okay, just wanted to make sure they knew. Thank you. Good job, you guys. It's tough. It's a lot in a little bit of time. So you guys are doing a great job.
thank you.
Thanks, Teresa. Okay.
All right, moving
Wait,
on.
we got to approve the consent
Oh,
agenda.
okay.
Actually, I have one more question.
Okay.
It's regarding the independent contractors. How's the contract set up regarding supplies, regarding purchasing supplies? How's that set up?
You want to take that, Jeff, or do you want me to?
Well, I can just mention, I mean, the independent services contract for the methamphetamine remediation. Right now, I don't have the contract in front of me, so I don't recall if this contract specifically says that the independent contractor provides the supplies. However, that should be the general rule for any time we're working with an independent contractor. You know, there's lots of factors that go into what makes someone an independent contractor versus an employee. But one of those factors is that typically the independent contractor should be providing his or her own supplies, equipment, and things to conduct the services as opposed to the band supplies. Now, that's not always a hardline rule. There can be some exceptions depending on the type of services, but that should be the general rule. And so for this case, you know, the best practice for this independent contractor would be for the contractor to provide the kits and supplies needed to purchase the equipment. But again, there could be some exceptions depending on, you know, the specific situation.
So what you're saying then, what I'm hearing is that either way we do it, we'll still be in compliance with the rules or regulations, correct?
Yeah, we need to make sure for all these contracts for independent contractors that we've got enough of the factors set up in favor of an independent contractor so that if there was ever an audit or looking into the status of it, that it would fall on the independent contractor services side.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next, okay, if no other questions, we'll do a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
Moved by Tara. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. Hey, go ahead, Luke.
All right, so moving forward, we have different aspects of business to discuss, and I do want to first say if I do pronounce your name wrong, I do formally apologize. So first, we got William Manti to discuss the Alzheimer's blood test project.
Bonjour, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bonjour.
Thank you so much for having me back today. It's always a pleasure and an honor to present to the Tribal Council. Thanks for spending time listening to my presentation. Just a quick introduction of who I am. So you'll notice that I'm in my basement today. My wife just gave birth to a 10-pound, I should say a 10.5-pound baby. So I'm on dad duty and husband duty.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying to.
Congratulations to your wife. Oh my God, that's all I can say.
Yeah, she swore off having any future kids. So we're having 2 and that's it. Yeah. But I'm a little bit sleep deprived. So if I start spacing out, I apologize ahead of time. But just a quick further introduction for those of you who don't know me. I'm a dementia doctor and a dementia researcher. And I've had the great fortune of working with Boys Fort on an Alzheimer's disease blood test project. The reason I became interested in Alzheimer's is my grandpa, who developed Alzheimer's, who was also my best friend. And it was only in the very late stages of this disease that we finally figured it out. So one of the challenges of the disease is detecting it early. And there's a very exciting development in the field that there's a blood test that can actually diagnose it with 90% accuracy. It's not available yet, but there's research that's ongoing, and we're hoping that it'll be available in the coming 1 to 2 years. But things like type 2 diabetes and ancestry, so who your ancestors are, can actually affect the results, because it uses, part of the test actually uses a genetic test too. And so there's actually an abysmal, probably not surprising given you know, the history, but there's an abysmal inclusion of Native Americans. And so our goal is to make sure that Native Americans are included in this blood test research, so that when this blood test comes out, it can be accurate in everyone. So with that said, the reason I'm coming today is because we're developing a website for this project. And the website has a couple pictures that were taken inside of the Bois Forte Tribal Nation. So one of the pictures is of the pristine and beautiful Net Lake. We have another picture just outside the C-store, another picture just outside the health center. We have a picture of the article that Brian Anderson put together about the research project. And then we have a picture with Corey Strong Jr. Out in front of the MRI semi-truck. The purpose of the website is to make it easier for people to figure out what we do, so that if there's, let's say, an interested participant, they can go to the website and see what we do, and even email us if they're interested. But given that we are including, you know, pictures potentially of Bois Forte, you know, our number one priority is respecting tribal sovereignty and ultimate decision making about everything we do with Bois Forte. So I wanted to seek your permission and advice on whether it'd be okay if we, you know, had those pictures of Bois Forte on the website. We've talked with Corey Strong and Brian Anderson, and they were totally okay with using the pictures and using their content. But again, I wanted to present this to the Tribal Council. If for whatever reason you're uncomfortable with it, that's absolutely, you know, no problem at all. But I just wanted to run it by you. So that's the first thing on the website, and whether we could use pictures to help show people what we do. The second thing was that we're hoping to expand this project into the Twin Cities area. And so I've began discussions with Jackie Wilson already, who's voiced strong support. But again, because we're hoping to expand beyond just the Lake Vermilion and Net Lake sides of Bois Forte, I wanted to see whether that would be okay with the Tribal Council before proceeding. I wasn't sure kind of what the, you know, formal process was of doing this, but I thought I could present to your RTC meeting today to talk about that. So that's all I had to say. Miigwech so much for allowing us to do this project and partnering with us. It's honestly been one of the most rewarding and enriching experiences of my life. And I'll stop there and answer any questions you might have. If you haven't gotten the link to that website, that's a useful way just to see what it looks like and see what I'm actually talking about. I'd be happy to send that to you in the chat, or I could email that out to everyone. But yeah, so that's it. Thanks again, Miigwech. Hope you're all staying warm. It's snowing down here in the Twin Cities, and I'm gonna get my snowblower out in just a little bit here.
Is that your dog in the pictures?
Yeah.
That's
So
cute.
yeah, my wife at the time was quite pregnant and already had one kid. And so I was on dog duty. And so I brought the dog with me. He is a kind of funny side story. Wicco Vilbrun saw him in the car and said, "Oh, he's probably lonely. I'll take him." And so she sort of babysat the dog for a day with her dog Artie, and they became best buds. So so he had a great experience too. The dog.
Good. Dr. Manti, I want to thank you for offering us this opportunity to do this project, because there's a lot of research and data that's done, but it's never done specifically for Native Americans. So we don't know how the impacts are on us as people here. And so I really like the project that you have. And I was just wondering if the council has any questions or any concerns with his 2 requests sounds like Jalen and Brian are okay with them using Jalen in the picture and then also Brian's article. So what do you guys think? And then expanding to the Twin Cities area.
My first question is what will be the duration of you utilizing our website to spread the word?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Right now we have funding for the next 5 years to do this project. So I was hoping that we could use it for that duration. But I would be more than happy again to revisit this periodically. We're not, all changes that we would make, would be run by Boys Fort and the Tribal Council. But the website in its current form, we're hoping to have for about 5 years for the duration of at least the funding that we have. But this is a little bit of a side note. We're hoping to, have a long-term, relationship with Boys Fort with this type of dementia research. And so we're hoping that maybe it'll go beyond 5 years, but funding is only guaranteed for 5 years at the time. But again, I'm happy to, work in whichever way, shape, or form, again, to make our number one goal and priority, respecting the tribe's ultimate decision-making over everything we do. So whatever works for you is good with me.
Under this grant that you received, do you have any funding set aside for maybe advertising on a radio station?
Yep, we certainly do. Yeah, that's a great point. We've been in touch with KBFT FM. We actually did a brief interview. Let's see here, actually 2 summers ago. So now it's been a long time, but yeah, we're hoping that's a great point, being able to maybe have radio advertisements. I understand they have 30-second and 60-second kind of radio snippets, and that would be, another, another way to get the news out.
I think that, if you're going to utilize KBFT, for advertising and underwriting, actually, is that the best time to do it is during the drive times. That's in the morning drive time from maybe 6:30 to 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Then the drive time in the afternoon is maybe from 3:30 to 5. That's the best time to run your underwriting.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great point. Yeah.
And then my question to Jeff is, do you see any legal concerns, Jeff?
With respect to the use of pictures on the website, is that what you're talking about, Shane? Yeah. No, I mean, I think the pictures themselves, are they of band employees specifically?
They're right there. Can you see it, Jeff? Yeah.
We have to get that dog's consent for sure. No, I'm just kidding. And then if you go up there, let's see. No, I mean, I think generally speaking, I think if we're talking about use of individual pictures, I would recommend just getting individual consent for those. If you've got individuals who are in the pictures, if you've got the individual consent and the RTC is comfortable with use of the pictures, if they're band employees, then I think we're covered. So I'd recommend kind of just covering the bases with both. So we're on the same page on the individual level and the band level. That would be kind of how I would approach it.
Well, I'm fine with it then. So.
Great. And would that be written consent, I assume, Jeff? Would it have to be a formal contract, or could it just be like an email, or what level should that be?
I don't think we need a formal contract. I think having something in writing that, where the individual is providing consent, if you're giving them enough, if you're making the request and they're providing something, that would be, I think, sufficient. In the future, if there's additional programming or desire to kind of expand it, you might consider, and we can coordinate on, something up front in terms of a consent related to pictures that would go on if that's needed. But if it's really limited like this, I think it's appropriate to do it on the back end. And I think something informal through an email would be fine, as long as we're just getting that in writing somehow.
I would say that, yeah, you should probably send him something, probably from the clinic, and to make sure that it's known that no medical information, since this is a study and studying Alzheimer's, that no medical information is being shared. It's pictures only. So there are some like that with the medical field, in the medical field. I have just a few questions.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll go. Miigwech William for providing this. I really think that it's important. I myself have seen dementia and Alzheimer's in our family. My daughter is actually, her grandmother has passed away on her birthday with that. So it's hit home for us. So thank you for offering to, to explore. But the one thing that I have, a question that I have is if there's any compensation for your study, I would like you to make sure that the affiliation with Voice for It, you using our website, that you really make sure that you draw that line where the compensation is not coming straight from Voice for It, so we don't have clientele calling us up saying, where's my check, or, that kind of thing, where we wouldn't have any knowledge of what you are doing with them. So kind of make that clear, how what you're doing with, if there's any compensation for the study. And I think that's one of the major things that I think should be defined, is that this study is, or your consent is for pictures only and this kind of thing, not for your medical information to be shared with Voice for It or to be shared with anyone.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. And we do indeed compensate people for the time and effort they spend as part of the project. And I completely agree with you that making all information private and confidential is kind of our standard. And we don't, one thing you mentioned I wasn't totally clear on is we're not planning on using any future pictures, especially not of, people that, are participants and labeling them as participants. So we're definitely not planning on adding, any future, pictures, and certainly not pictures of, the people who participate. Yeah, but thanks for bringing that up.
Any other questions for William? Tara, do you have any more? Okay.
I do have an attendee raising their hand.
Oh.
Linda.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to let the council know that I am the Voice for It representative that sits on the Memory Keepers Advisory Council at the UMD with regards to these research projects that they are doing. And if there are any questions or concerns that any of the council members may have, they can get in touch with me and I can bring them to our advisory meetings when we have them. I do want to say that Dr. Mantai is doing a great job with doing the research that he's doing here. I was one of the participants last summer and went through the MRI and everything. And I want to share that he has been very respectful, very conscientious of who we are as Indigenous people and working with us. He's doing a great job. And I just wanted to share with you all, if you didn't know, that I was the Voice for It representative on this Memory Keepers Advisory Council at UMD. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Linda, for that. And that's great information to know. We have so many people on committees that sometimes we don't remember who they are, but I appreciate you coming on and telling us that, because that's an outlet for people to have questions or whatever. And again, thank you, Dr. Manti. You're doing a wonderful job. And I agree with Linda, the respect that and that you're giving to the clients and working with them is wonderful. You have another question, Linda?
No, I don't.
Okay. Your hand went down and up again. So okay.
Big question, Linda. Those are very kind words. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. You all have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve Dr. Manti's request for utilizing the website? Can we say for a period up to 5 years with periodic reviews or whatever, if you want to update it or whatever? And then also for the expanding to the Twin Cities area to work with our urban rep, Jackie Wilson.
I'll move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carried. Congratulations, Dr. Manti, and you go back to daddy duty and
There's some crying upstairs I'll have to attend to right after, so thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll let you get going.
Yeah.
Be
Keep up
good.
the good work.
Okay, you guys, yeah, bye.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
There you
So
go,
moving
Jeff. Jeff is also, his wife's due date is today, so he is expecting another child. So we heard that from Dr. Manti, and he's ready.
I'm in my office right now. I'm not in a hospital, just to be clear.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Good morning, Christine. Again.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Luke.
So we have Christine Undermold discussing the Office of the Head Start increases.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Office of Head Start put out I don't know what you call it, an IM, that they wanted all Head Start, early Head Start, receive a 2.28% increase. And Office of Head Start is hearing the voice of tribal leaders that Head Start, early Head Start salaries are too low.
Yep.
And so they're taking every opportunity they can to make sure that they're making an effort to increase salaries. So I applied for the funding and we were awarded. The amount is, let's see here, 33,000 overall for the increases, and 2.28. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Every little bit helps, right, Christine?
Yeah, and I sent a memo explaining to everybody about how I would like to make this retroactive back to May 31st, 2022, because this is when we were approved. However, we did not receive the notice of award until the end of September.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's $33,160. And Beth Cook is our program accountant. We are working together to make sure that there's enough funding. We do have some funding that needs to be spent by the vacancies that we have. So there is enough funds for this increase. There is also no non-federal share that goes along with this.
You know, that's one of the very and you mentioned it, the sad things about the teachers' salaries, because they are too low. You know, we're talking about teachers that are working with our children, and they're some of the lowest paid people within the organizations, and it's sad because the requirements they have to go through with Head Start warrants more pay. It always warrants more pay for Head Start when you're a teacher. Teachers are educators, and they've always been, to me, and this is my opinion, they've been always too low. And so by having this 2.28% increase and having the ability to go retro to May 31st, that's great. We're having a hard time retaining staff due to salary issues, which we know. Council, do you have any questions for Christine on the COLAs? Because there was another question that was asked, but not pertaining to Head Start. So we'll address that once we're done with the Head Start on YouTube. Any questions for Christine? Okay, if no questions, do we have a motion to approve the Office of Head Start 2.28% COLA increase in the amount of $33,160 retroactive to May 31st, 2022?
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second? Oh, second by Tara. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Thanks, Christine. The question on YouTube was regarding, since we're going to be talking about Head Start COLA, when is the council going to reinstate the government COLA? Kim, can you kind of address how the COLA came about and the issues and for staff? Because Christine's is a totally separate, because the funding is allowed through Head Start for a COLA. Can you explain a little bit about that, Kim?
Well, COLA was here before I was here. So I don't know how it came about, but
okay.
But I can say that, like Christine has, Head Start does have a specific grant fund to apply for that. And they've always had, kind of did that. So that's something totally different than the COLAs we had. We eliminated our COLAs when we had funding issues. That was one of the things that we had cut back on. COLA is a cost that we would figure in, and we eliminated that, and it has to be part of the programs. And so it was based, we would do a lump sum payment. There's many ways to do COLA, but it was a lump sum payment that we would get around Christmas time. And it was, I'm trying to think, trying to get my thoughts together.
You based it on something annually, right, Kim?
Yeah, we based it on we looked at their actual wages and if they're still working and doing that.
And then a certain percentage, correct?
We did salary schedules, and the salary schedules should have been updated annually for the consumer price index, which we never did either. But it comes down to funding. Basically, is there enough funds to pay COLA out of all the programs and still be able to provide services? Okay. And it's a council directive. It's nothing,
program.
We never went back and revisited it after we eliminated it.
Okay.
When did you eliminate it, or when did the council eliminate it? How long have they been out?
I have to look, because I can't quote on a year. I have to go look, actually.
And I know that when it was eliminated, that brought up then the ability for staff to do a Christmas fund. And so that was where employees can put money into a Christmas fund account, and then the council would match up to, I think it's $400, or we're not sure what that amount was.
Yeah. I'm looking online, or I'm looking in our records to see when, so I'm gonna look that up, but I want to say it's either 6 or
I was gonna say 16 or 17.
Somewhere in there. That's why I'm looking. So just give me a few minutes.
Okay.
If you need that, the date that it was right away, I can get that here.
Because the question was, when is Boys Sport going to reinstate the COLA? That still hasn't been answered.
Yeah.
Kim, can we explore that?
It's a council decision. We can explore it, but I haven't been directed to explore it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's not my decision to do that.
Well, why don't you and I just look at that?
Okay.
And then look at some projections?
Yes. I would agree with Tara. I think that we should start exploring it again.
And I think when it comes to employee retention, we've got to try to do things to retain our employees, and I don't want to say incentivize, but ways to make people want to stay working here, and also to draw people into positions, that want to work here, and we're having difficulties, and we're not the only ones. It's all across the country. It's with all tribes on trying to get people to work here. But the more we can offer too, whether it be, time off or, in many different various ways, the better it can be for us. So I agree with Tara. We should look at revisiting it. You guys can take care of that part. Maybe go through
because even though the Christmas match is nice,
Yeah.
it's up to 400. The Christmas match is also just like COLA is. You earn only this much.
Yep.
You know, your COLA is going to be here.
Yep.
Okay, so now somebody from council that earns this much, that COLA is going to be way up here, or any other directors that are in and around that, you know, that wage range. I would say, and I'm sorry, council, but I would say, let's leave ourselves out of the COLA, the cost of living allowance, because then more could go to the employees, and we get highly compensated enough, I think.
Well, I think too that the COLAs come out of the programs, and it's not usually out of tribal funds, but that's something you're gonna have to research, I think, is the funding amounts and where they're gonna come from, and the dollar amounts and that kind of thing. The other thing is with the Christmas fund, it's whatever the employee wants to contribute, but one of the things we heard from some of our directors is that, you know, the people that are struggling to make ends meet, they might be single parent households with one income, not two people working, and you know, they don't have enough to put into the Christmas fund, you know, because they're struggling. So I think that that's another issue that needs to be addressed too.
I would agree with Tara. I would say, you know, leave the council out of it. From getting COLA. Also, to flip that around and say the frontline staff should get the most, maybe a 5% COLA match or 5% COLA. The middle management, maybe 3.5, then the directors, you know, maybe 2.5, something like that.
And that's a good thing, I think, that Tara and Kim can work on, or do a you know, synopsis or scenario or whatever, different options, because then present it to the council for recommendations, input, whatever. Yep, good idea. Okay.
And I did find that
the year. Okay.
COLA was 2016.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kim. Okay, let's move on, Luke.
Okay, next we got Amber Zapata, discussing a contract agreement with the SNAP Ed grant renewal.
Oh, got a cute picture. Oh, cute picture, Amber. Good morning.
Good morning, bonjour.
Bonjour. Okay, what you got for us, Amber?
I am here to present the 2023 SNAP grant renewal. This grant is a recurring grant that supports the nutrition education program. And we increased the grant cycle to 250,000 because we are expanding our program.
Nice. What's the fiscal year on this? Is it October 1 to September 30?
Yes.
Okay. And it's just a renewal. You guys are doing a great job with SNAP Ed, I'll tell you that. You're doing really well with the good eating and good healthy foods, and that's awesome. And indigenous foods.
Yes.
Any questions for Amber? If no questions, I'll ask for a motion to approve the contract, and Jeff's reviewed it. To approve the contract agreement for SNAP Ed grant renewal.
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Keep up the good work, Amber.
Miigwech.
Miigwech.
Do I leave?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
We can hear you.
Next on the agenda is Jill Schuchard. She is here to do a contract agreement on the Strong Foundation grant agreement.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jill. Oh, beautiful background.
Thank you. I've not been there, but it's the Grand. Well, I've been there, but not. I didn't take that picture. It's the Grand Tetons. Yeah, we hiked 100 miles, Grand Tetons. But anyway, so grant agreement. We have the Strong Foundation Grant Agreement, which is a continuation of the evidence-based home visiting grant, which we currently have. So this is a 5-year grant for $560,000.
That's for the whole 5 years of 560,000, Jill?
Yeah, yep. So 112,000 a year. They're fairly strict. It's like 85% is salary, and then the
Okay.
rest is a few small supplies. They're very, yeah, detailed orientated. So $25 per month per full-time employee for office supplies. It's
Okay.
very
Well,
regimented.
hearing that the state has a budget surplus of $17 billion, we'll be advocating for more funding.
Mhm.
Any questions for Jill?
Jeff, when you reviewed this, did you see any concerns?
No, I was just looking at the records as these agenda items come up. I think there was some options for the band to choose some dispute resolution that I advised Jill on, and just to make sure that the band wasn't waiving its immunity under the grant contract. And I think we cleared that up. And so I don't think I had any concerns.
Okay.
And the tribe is not basically giving up its sovereignty in any way, shape, or form, correct?
Right. Through a lack of waiver and through a lot of these grant agreements, including that clause that specifically states that. So yes.
Okay. If no other
That's
questions.
that's a lot of information to look through. I'm just scrolling through it, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of information.
That's the state. That's the bureaucracy that we deal with, right? Gosh. Any questions? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the grant agreement for the Strong Foundation grant for a period of 5 years for $560,000. Moved by
I'll
Shane,
second.
second by Tara. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Jill.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Keep up the good work.
You too.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have George Strong. George is here to discuss a contract for a producer for December wind music recording session. I think George is on.
George is on. I think he's muted. Good morning, George. Hello. Hey, George, can you hear us? We can't hear you. One thing on the contract, if we can change it on the end, it has Miranda Lilia as executive director. If we could change that to Luke.
Okay, there, I figured it out.
There you are.
I know.
Good morning.
Morning. The contract is for Keith Secola to help produce a album for this December Wind project, the latest project that we're undertaking. And basically it covers all the arrangements with musicians, and then also with distribution, and one more thing. Basically taking it from idea to sales, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fortunate we got a partnership with him, or hopefully have a partnership with him to undertake more of these kind of projects. We've got some lined up. One in particular would be with Karen Drift, right from the community here.
Good. Good. And it's in the amount of $6,500, which I'm sure you have in your budget. So
yes,
you're really good about getting all that covered. And then the only thing I mentioned before you got on there, George, was that you have on the contract, we'll change it from Miranda Lilia, executive director, to Luke Warrenschultz. Okay.
Yep.
Any questions for George?
I have a question for Jeff. If you look at number 8, it says work product. Contractor agrees that all work product will be the sole and exclusive property of community radio. Shouldn't that be KBFT?
It's identified up on top as KBFT is community radio, right in the
Yeah, I
article.
see that. I see that, but what I'm asking about is because of the way the language is written. Is that
Okay.
it should, I'm asking if the contract should actually spell out KBFT, property of KBFT instead of community radio, because that's basically a general description.
Gotcha.
Sure. Yeah, we can. I think this is language that was used in probably a lot of prior contracts. So tribal community radio, we can add KBFT there to clarify, you know, and make certain that we've got a specific label. That's an easy add for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, if no other questions for George or comments, I'll ask for a motion to approve the contract with Keith Secola for December wind music recording sessions in the amount of $6,500.
I'll move.
Oh,
second.
Okay, moved by Tara, seconded by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Great job, George. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good day. Keep up the good work. Oh, there he went. Okay.
Next on the agenda, we have the LIEC. They're here to discuss aspects of a teaching license.
Oh, Simona. Good morning, Simona.
Good morning.
Okay, we have a request from you for Ryan. How do you say his last name?
Asian.
Bayesian. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
We are requesting, I don't have anything in front of me, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have your memo here.
Are we putting a letter of support for him to become a cultural teacher?
I know that in the past, I see we did receive a memo from or a letter from the LIEC. And do you mind if I read it?
Sure.
Okay. Dear Boys for Tribal Council, we as the Net Lake Local Indian Education Committee are writing this letter in full support of Ryan Bajan to receive approval from the Boys for Tribal Council for Tier 3 teaching license and to obtain the cultural teacher position he is currently holding as interim. Ryan has been teaching our Boys Fort youth since 2013 under the guidance of elders from both Net Lake and Vermilion. While under this guidance, he has provided numerous activities such as the following: powwow club, quiz bowl team, and language camps in the community. At this time, the committee has unanimously agreed that Ryan Bajan's proficiency levels in Ojibwe language, Ojibwe history, and Ojibwe culture reflect the definition about Ryan continues to be an asset to the community by providing various teachings through programs on our reservation, and we would love to see him continue his endeavors with our students and community. Sincerely, the Net Lake Local Indian Education Committee, which is comprised of Simona as the chair, Dave L. Jones as vice chair, Janelle Smith as secretary, Francis Irving as treasurer, and Leanne Hoffman as the education representative. Usually what happens for this licensure, the council does have to send a letter of support to the Department of Education. I know we've done that for another tribal member to obtain their licensure. So are there any? Oh, Jeff, go ahead. You got your hand up.
I was just going to add, I think the last time the council did this, it might have been through a resolution. I can take a look, but if you approve it today, we can put a resolution together that includes all the requirements. Yep.
Yep, we can do that. Are you guys okay with the LAEC's request?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve a resolution in support of Ryan Bajan to obtain his Tier 3 teaching license as recommended by our local Indian Education Committee?
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Thank you.
Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Simona.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Keep up the
You
good work.
too.
Jeff, you'll get that drafted into us then. Okay.
Sure, yeah. Nikki, can you send me the letter of support? Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Luke.
All right, next on the agenda, we have Lynette Tatinen to discuss the billboard extensions in Virginia and Green Hill.
Good morning, Lynette.
Good morning. I'm still not exactly feeling the greatest, but I'm here.
Okay.
This is just an additional amendment to the contracts that we have with the billboard, the COVID billboards on Geen Hill and the one coming north on 53. These billboards will be paid through the COVID funds.
Okay.
That we exist still, that we need to spend down.
Okay.
We do have the option to change these billboards, but it was requested to leave these billboards up for the time being, but we have the option to change them out when needed.
Okay.
Or when we want.
They're really nice. I really like the billboards. The ideas and the concepts have been great, incorporating our band members, but the families, the generations, and so they've been really nice.
Yeah, the Minnesota Chippewa tribe has graciously offered to pay for some of the billboards. So because they start campaign for the COVID boosters and is pretty awesome. So
yep. Any questions for Lynette on the billboard extensions out of the COVID funding for health? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve. How long were you asking for the extension?
It's for a year.
Oh, for 1 year. Okay. Okay, so motion to approve the billboard extensions in Virginia and Geen Hill for 1 year to be paid out of health COVID funds.
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Oh,
just really quick. It says here November 5th, 2023. Is that the date?
Yep, it goes through November 5th.
So 11 months. Okay.
opposed, silent,
check.
motion carried. Okay, thanks,
Aye.
Lynette. Get
Yep, thank
better.
you.
Keep up the good work. Have a good day.
All right, so next on their agenda, we have Millie Holmes and Terry Morrison to discuss the Policy Elder and Disabled Firewood Program.
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. Is Millie on, Nikki? Can you add her?
Nice sweatshirt. Terry.
While you're adding her, I'm going to add, just give you a little background. We were asked after last year's firewood program, Elder Disabled Firewood Program, to update it. And so we sent it through legal, and this is where we're at. And then if Millie can
Oh,
figure
good
out.
morning, Millie.
So to preserve time, I'll keep talking till she gets
Okay.
on. So we changed a couple things on here, mainly how we would send the application out, and then the time period that it would be open for. We also changed it to say that the elder needs to be 55 or older by November 30th of the delivery year. We had several people that turned 55 over the summer that were not eligible for firewood this year because the applications are collected the December before. And so they're 55 and they said, well, we're 55. And I said, I'm sorry, you know, it's done, the contract's done. So we are hoping to improve that this time. That they have to send in a contract, the application in writing, which we will help them do that. Change the amount of firewood, it's up to 8 cords. And I think that is pretty much all the changes we updated. So there's actual real paper application also.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
I have a question. It says, can I be disqualified for this program? Yes, if it is determined that either 1, you do not burn firewood in your home, or 2, that you have abused your privilege by selling your firewood or giving it to someone who does not qualify for the program, these determinations will be made by the Boys Fort Elder Committee in their sole discretion. I know they're trying to get the committee together, so would you take like written statements from people stating that so-and-so sold their wood to? I mean, how are you gonna?
I think so. It would be hard to prove.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless we actually observed it.
Okay.
It would be hard.
That was just my question. Okay.
And I think we also clarified that their primary they need to live in their primary residence.
Yes.
I've had a few people requesting it. They have a rental house on reservation and they want the wood delivered there so they can move it off, but that doesn't qualify. So.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So the application process starts for next year.
This month. Yep.
Okay. I was just wondering because I was thinking, okay, so if we're going to the next heating season, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
So they'd apply by the end of December this year. So our plan is to get this mailed out. We're going to work with enrollment.
Okay.
To get on-res elders and disabled and get it out. I don't think we've mailed it previously. We've done word of mouth and it seems like we've missed people.
Okay. All right.
Trying to streamline it, make sure everyone knows.
Yep, that's good. And for those that aren't able to, just for the audience's knowledge, is that if a person is unable to cut or split that wood, because it comes in 100-inch length, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then a Boys Fort elder worker can help. But if they have an able-bodied adult, they won't be able to have the elder worker cut their wood.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions on the program? I had the questions. So.
Just back when I used to do that work for the elders, it was a lot of fun. You know, go cut their wood, to come out, give me coffee, pop, whatever. And if they did have an able-bodied person in a home, I'd still cut it because it needs to be cut. You know, that's just the way I did it. And you know, I know the policy has changed, and we got to follow the policy. You know, hopefully that the wood will get cut. You know, if it's deemed okay, you got somebody living in a home that can cut the wood, and if it's not getting cut, wood's just sitting there.
I think Millie was trying to raise her hand. Hi, Millie.
I don't know if my microphone and
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all.
Oh, okay. If
I'm
no
busy trying to cook.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. If no other questions on the program, do we have a motion to approve the policy for the elder and disabled firewood program?
I'll move.
Moved by Tara. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent. Motion carried. Okay, get back to cooking, Millie. Thank you. And thanks, Terry. Good job. Keep up the good work, ladies.
Great, thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have Tony Wakeham up. She's here to discuss the lease agreement for the Boys Fort sub program and the tribal government Leander Road home.
Okay. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. So Pam is out and I am presenting the Leander Road house lease. And that's the property located on 9849 Leander Road, Angora, Minnesota.
Okay. And this is where they'll pay $2,500 each month. We've been talking about this for a while, right, Jeff? And this is where they have money to pay out of their program for rent and then do a purchase later on. Is that what I'm thinking?
Correct. Yeah, my understanding is that there is a grant agreement through the state that provides an eligible expense for the SUD program to utilize some space for development of programming. The band has now, under the contract for deed, secured an interest in the Leander home and the property. Okay. And so what this lease agreement does is it provides a lease between the Bois Forte tribal government and the SUD program to designate that space for use by the SUD program and to formalize that. And so we've got documentation for that grant to, ensure that, we've got it back up for permissible expense for the SUD's use of it. Okay. And I believe this should be, I have the copy that I sent, with the draft. It had some placeholders to fill in. This should be a moving forward lease agreement and not a retroactive one. And just the last piece I'd note is that, if you're thinking, why aren't we getting VA approval? This is, it's not trust land, but it's also the tribal government leasing to its own program so that, approval is not really required anyways, even if it was trust land. So any questions, I can try to address them.
Okay. Any questions? This would go into effect today. Then
Kim has her hand up. Oh.
Okay, so with this also then, because it's SUDS is an IHS function, so.
105.
The house, then SUDS is leasing it. Now we can put it in the 105L lease program, which we just got the market analysis for that property today from. We're starting to get our market analysis in to negotiate. So there's a lot of moving parts, but on, I think we were going to lease it because I believe the contracted deed, are we leasing it? Are we 5 years with a balloon payment on the contract for deed? And at
I believe so, yes.
Oh, okay.
And at that point, the SUDS program's intent was to buy the balance, pay off the balance with the
third-party revenue.
Yep.
Okay.
But now we got, we can get these other funds too. So lots of parts on this.
Oh my gosh. Maybe Kim, could you explain just kind of what 105L leasing is for the audience?
105L lease is a law that's been on the books that IHS and BIA didn't really share with tribes over the years. And so in the law, they have to provide us funds for buildings that we have to obtain to operate our programs that are inherent functions of theirs. So basically, they will be giving us money once we negotiate it, and we have to negotiate it yearly. And there's different methods of negotiation. So we currently have 3 with IHS for the Net Lake Clinic, the Vermilion Clinic, and the SUDS program in Tower, the old Hideaway Pines facility. And we're in the process of, Jeff, Randy, and I are in the process of adding 23 more buildings between those two, between BIA and IHS. It's a big undertaking, but it will help programs significantly. And if the building was built with federal funds, you don't get as much money. You just get O&M and not like depreciation or your principal and interest payments, stuff like that, or your lease payments. So there's many moving parts to it. And we had hired, if you remember, in August, we had hired FI Slater, I believe it is, to do all these appraisals of these 23 buildings, and now they're, now they're starting to come in. So we got another project to work on and negotiate, so.
Yeah. And this is really a good law, because it frees up money that programs used to have to take out of their programs to cover those operating and maintenance costs, where now they don't have to if they're included in that 105L lease program and it's been approved and whatever, the BIA and IHS will now give those funds, so it frees up some money. So that's awesome. So anyway, sorry, Tony, had to get into that a little bit, but any questions for Tony on the lease agreement, or Jeff for the Boys Fort SUD program and Boys Fort Tribal Government Leander Road Home? If not, I will call for a motion to approve that lease agreement effective today.
I'll move.
Moved by Tara. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Tony. Keep up the good
Thank
work, you
you.
guys.
Have a nice day.
Hey, Luke.
All right, next on the agenda, we have Darlene Johnson to talk about a resolution pertaining to the FRF funds for the project manager position.
Who's you, Darlene? Good morning.
Hello, can you see me? Or oh, here I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to propose a project manager position using the FRF, which is Fiscal Recovery Fund, ARPA monies, through December 2026, fringe and benefits and salary for $354,659.66. The job description basically is will provide project management services to the Boys Fort Tribal Government and Boys Fort Development Corporation. This position has general responsibilities for on-site project management, including construction coordination, scheduling, monitoring, and supervision of project work by contractors. The project manager will be the primary field representative for the tribal government on projects where a construction manager at will is not hired. They will report to the Planning and Community Development Director, which would be Carol.
I have a question. I looked at the job description and we discussed this, I don't know, last week or something about, or just Monday, right?
Yes.
About the salary portion of it being kind of low. We weren't sure if we could get somebody for that. So Jeff, in the resolution, it states that dollar amount for the expenditures. So can that be amended in any way? If say we post it, we don't get anybody, and we may have to increase that salary to try attract or recruit somebody for that position. How are we stuck with that dollar amount if we put it in resolution form, or how does that work?
Well, that's a good question. I think if there's a desire to be more flexible with that allocation, what we might do is change the specific amount in here and just reference, the salary grade for the term as approved by the RTC.
Okay. Because that's one thing we run into, and we're waiting on a wage compensation study, is that a lot of our positions aren't at the level they should be. And so we're having a hard time recruiting. And Kim knows this, the program accountant is one of them, where our salary is too low to attract anybody to do that. And so we really need to revisit some of our positions and look at the starting mid and upper salary ranges. So this is a really how do I say, it's a really it's going to require 5 years of experience in project management, construction management, bachelor's degree in engineering, industrial technology, construction management, or related field. So those are some high requirements for this position, and I don't know if we get anybody at that starting rate. That's just my opinion, but so if we can leave it open.
Yeah,
so we don't
I think
violate that resolution.
If you adopt the resolution today, we might adopt it with the clarification that the amount in it, would be changed to something like in an amount that reflects the approved pay range for the hired employee. something to
Okay.
that effect.
Okay.
There's a question in the chat part from
It was
Luke.
me,
It says,
yeah.
does that include the change in qualifications or job descriptions if needed as well?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm just thinking if we had trouble getting people, if we change the qualifications to a 2-year degree,
okay.
and that, you know, if it needed to come back to meeting for approval, unless if we could change it too, but it's just a question.
Yeah, I think because the job description isn't part of the resolution, that could be done without affecting the resolution, correct, Jeff?
Yeah, I think
okay.
The job description's kind of attached just to reflect what the general duties are, less so the qualifications. If the qualifications need to be adjusted, I think this resolution would still stand about allocating the FRF. Yeah. That's a good question though.
Okay. Any other questions on this Darlene's resolution 61, 2023?
I think that, you know, that this is a much needed position. And that we are utilizing ARPA funds, I do believe, and then that we should look at once ARPA stops or ends, that we need to continue with this position.
Yeah, and just for the audience's knowledge or for information is that we right now only have a part-time project manager that does not want to work full-time. And so it is needed with all our projects coming up for the ARPA projects and the construction projects, proposed grants we've been putting in for buildings and whatever. So it's a very much needed position. Any other comments or questions? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve resolution number 61-2023 with the clarification that the amount of dollar amount for the manager position reflects the approved pay for the position rather than a set amount with that little minor change. Do we have a motion to approve that resolution?
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, boy, Tara, you're fast this morning. Seconded by Tara. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Oppose? Silent, motion carried. Robert, you got to be faster.
I'm slow. I'm getting old.
Okay. Thank you, Darlene. Good job.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Darlene.
Have a good day.
Thanks. You all too.
I'd like to note, you know, to Luke, no need to put anything in the chat. If you have something to say in the council meeting, just, you know,
Got it.
just say it.
Okay.
Just blurt it out.
All right.
We're used to that.
I guess next on the agenda is myself, and right now I do not have anything that needs to get any approval right now. But if anything comes in the future, I will bring it on the agenda. So
Okay, great. Next we have adjourn. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Moved by Tara. What? Second by Robert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Everybody stay safe. There's a lot going on out there with RSV, flu, and COVID yet. So make sure you get those tests and stay home if you're sick, and stay healthy if you can. It's still there. It's bad. So
I just want to say
Who made the
adjourn
motion?
at 10:54.
oh, I'm sorry. Tara and Robert, did I not do all in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay. Thanks, Nikki. I get carried away sometimes. Sorry. Okay, everybody, Giga Wabaman, have a good day.
Stay warm.
Yes, stay warm. Get your Christmas shopping done.